This is Let's Talk Business with your hosts, Marc Ebinger and Howie Nestel. Now, here's Marc.
Welcome to Let's Talk Business, a show that highlights and promotes entrepreneurs to learn more about their vision, goals, and marketing strategy. Coming up on the show today, we're going to talk about cutting ties with a franchise and going out on your own. In studio with us today is Leah Flores, the owner of La Ti Da. Leah, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, Marc. Thrilled to be here.
Always a pleasure. You were one of our sponsors at our most recent event. We'll talk about that in a minute, but glad to have you there and check out your tea. I'm your host, Marc Ebinger, the owner of Kruka's Virtual Staffing, a company that specializes in hiring virtual assistants from outside the United States.
And my name is Howie Nestel. I own Sharkmatic Advertising, and I was a coffee person for a long time up until I had your tea. And so not only did you support the Let's Talk Business podcast mixer, but you were also at Gotcha Covered, which is a collection drive I've been doing now for the homeless for 27 years. So thank you. It's great to have you here in studio.
Oh, thank you, Howie.
Yeah, Leah is definitely a person that gives back to the community, so it's our pleasure to have you back. A quick reminder for our followers, you can check out our latest podcast and catch video version of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. So, Howie, we had our podcast mixer, the inaugural one. We did pretty well on that. We sold 179 tickets. We had 150 people actually show up to the event, which is always a hurdle too, right? Because people buy tickets, and we've been selling them for, I don't know, a couple months or whatever. And we raised $1,790 for CRIT, which is 100% of the ticket sales at $10 a pop. That's going to be going over to support the Children's Rehabilitation Institute, Telethon USA, which I know is near and dear to your heart.
It is. And you said we did pretty good. I would say we did great, especially because when we pre-planned this inaugural mixer, we said, let's limit it to 100 people. Why 100? Because we've been to other mixers where there's 50 to 75 people in attendance. So we said, look, if we can get 100 entrepreneurs, especially if we're going to be charging them $10, even though we're donating the money, they still have to put out $10 to show up. And then for us to have sold 179 tickets is, I think, pretty great. And it shows that, one, the Let's Talk Business podcast has reach and influence. And two, we're connecting with the right entrepreneurs who have a giving heart. In other words, they don't mind kicking in $10 when it's going to benefit a nonprofit. And not to mention, how we paid for the podcast was through sponsors who actually put up money and or services. So I thought it was a phenomenal event. And from talking to about a dozen or so guests, they said they connected with people that they're actually going to do business with, which is really the ultimate goal.
Yeah, and I'm still getting text messages from people saying they had a great time, they made great connections, and it's worth their time because the $10 isn't really a thing, but their time. It's coming out and spending 2 hours plus drive time, to come hang out with us. And I was there till 9:30.
Well, I was going to say, you said 2 hours, but I was there till after 9, and there were people that stayed there well after the 7:30 end mark.
Yeah, you left before I was like, where'd Howie go? No, Howie left.
Well, that's because we were going to have an after party, and then the guy who was going to have the after party, then he said that he had to go out of town the next day, and so we ended up canceling the after party or postponing it till the next mixer.
So you were not only co-host and participating, but in the planning of it, but also you were a sponsor. So do you feel like you got your value back being an actual sponsor of the event as well?
I really feel like I did. And I like to sponsor things, especially that have a philanthropic angle to them. And so for me, being a sponsor of the mixer, because money was going to a charity, and it doesn't have to be one near and dear to my heart like CRIT, and I know we're going to move it around and change to other nonprofits. CRIT happens to be one I've been involved with for more than 2 years because working with children with disabilities is like one of my real soft spots. So, but I tend to support those endeavors that support nonprofits. And so for that reason, it was super valuable. Now, I will tell you that in addition to that, I got 5 meetings out of it. Now, I don't know what they'll turn into, but these are people that I didn't know existed, that I connected with, that I talked to that night, that want to follow up. So win-win.
Yeah, and if they're smart, if they need web SEO type stuff, I mean, Sharkmatic is like, it's almost silly not to pick you because the value's definitely there, and then of course the connections. What do you call it? Influence peddling?
Influence peddling.
That you do as well.
Well, yeah, but I don't put that on the website. I put web design, SEO, graphic design, and influence.
Yeah.
Not influence peddling, but
All right.
that's what it is. Call it for what it is, Howie. Come on.
I love it. Okay, so Leah, I've been following your journey since for probably 6 months or so now.
At least.
Time goes by really, really quick.
It sure does.
You had a franchise that you super excited about. I know you love the product and the service and all of that with respect to it. And of course, there's a lot of advantages to that. But then you've gotten out of the franchise world and into your own. So I really want to explore what was like the big thing that made you decide, you know what, I need to pull away from the franchise and move into my own realm.
Right. Well, there was a lot of negotiating back and forth, trying to make it work, of course, because the idea of going off on my own really never occurred to me until it was the only answer. So we had a lot of issues with advertising, basically marketing. Howie, you'll know how important that is. A lot of the stores for the previous franchise are in small towns, so they do a lot of just word of mouth, basically. Super successful, only game in town. Everybody loves them. It's a great product. So of course, it just flies off the shelves. So that was not happening, and in my situation. And so I reached out. I tried to talk about the fact that, I'm surrounded by about 2 million people within 10 miles, and I need to be able to get the word out to them. So we couldn't come to an agreement on how to make that happen. So they were gracious enough to say, hey, if you need all this and you don't think we can work together, then, we'll let you go on your own. So that was huge.
Yeah. Was it scary?
No, the whole time I was just so frustrated with the limitations that I had that all I could see was that light at the end of the tunnel. And it's like, because I knew in my mind, I was like, there's no way this is going to work if I can't convince, to make some changes. So, no, I wasn't scared at all. I was scared they weren't going to wouldn't let me, but it was
and you don't want to have to learn the hard lessons the hard way. But after you do, you could look at the benefits, right? But it's tough going through it. The school of hard knocks is not easy, but it's usually pretty beneficial. So you now have a distinct advantage as a solo entrepreneur to have been in a franchise scenario and now in an independent scenario and be able to compare and contrast both, use and take the best of each and apply them moving forward. And it's going to be a continuous learning process, but now you at least have both of those sides. It's what I say in marketing and with other people. I worked for corporate, I've worked for a big ad agency, and then I've been, self-employed, or as I like to joke around, self-unemployed. and I get to balance that knowledge and apply it to current clients. So moving forward, that should make things easier. Doesn't make the path to get there easy, but
right. It was a little bit frustrating, along the way. But I always think it's like, hey, I never could have gotten the fabulous location that I have. I couldn't have gotten that on my own. If I wasn't with a franchise and I just walked in, hey, I'm a retired teacher, got this great idea, I don't think I would have gotten that lease.
Yeah, and how do the landlords feel now that you got, the name change and all this other stuff? Do they see that now you have a better opportunity to succeed? And
they're probably pretty worried.
Okay.
To be honest, I mean, I haven't really been able to prove myself quite yet, but I think I'm going to be able to, and hopefully it's going to be a pleasant surprise for everyone. Including me, but there's a lot to be done, and it's definitely fun challenges. And I've really been able to utilize some of the skills I didn't even know I had to do some design work, because at this point I can't really go out and hire anyone to do much of anything at this point. So I am designing my logos, I'm designing my brand, I'm designing my new tin covers, everything that goes into, having a brand and getting it out there, I'm doing myself. So that's been super fun. Thank God for Canva.
Yeah, right. How about product development? Are you producing any new products?
Oh my gosh, we've had so much fun. So, the old model was that there was a theme basically every month for drinks. And so we are going to continue to do that. We call ourselves a craft beverage store. So we have every month new themes. Of course, this month was New Year's, and we had some, oh my gosh, I was so proud of our drinks. And they've gotten really good feedback. I'll just tell you about one.
Okay.
One's called Champagne Toast. It is a mixture of a jasmine tea and a peach white tea. So good. And then we put some freeze-dried strawberries in there and topped it off with a vanilla cold foam. You're not going to find a drink like that anywhere in the world because it is completely original and unique and completely fresh. So it's going to taste like nothing else you order at any kind of commercial place. It's really, really, really high quality.
Great.
Any unexpected pain points leaving a franchise?
The emotional stress was just such a relief. I mean, even though I'm busy and I'm a little bit worried about a few things and I'm a little bit overwhelmed, you know, when you're having to deal with something that's out of your control and you're working really, really hard, but you just keep hearing no, 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 and you can see the writing on the wall, that's a terrible place to be. So I can't really think of any pain points right now.
You actually got rid of the biggest pain point,
Yeah, I
right?
really did because it was very, very stressful. And I tried different tactics, tried different ways to present my ideas and my concerns. And, you know, my entire life is riding on this, my kids' future, my little nest egg that I got as a teacher. And I couldn't convince the people that I needed to convince that was, you know, on the line. So it was really not a fun spot to be in. So now that we're on our own, we feel like we have control over our own destiny. So both my son-in-law, who's my manager, we are both pretty excited. He's done a great job. We've got like 7 new drinks already for Valentine's Day, ready to go. We're super excited about it. We've also been able to order biodegradable plastic cups that I'm really excited about because I'm really big on the environment. So anything I can do to help relieve any kind of waste or environmental impact, I'm really excited about. So we do have those biodegradable plastic cups coming on board and just a lot of fun changes like that.
Well, let's talk about marketing, though, because that's the thing.
Yep.
You have to get the job of the most important job of the entrepreneur is to make sure that their service, their product, whatever, gets in front of as many people. Howie may disagree, but this is my thought anyway. Get in front of as many people as possible on a regular basis. So what are you doing there with respect to marketing now that maybe is different because the franchise is out of the way?
Well, I have recently started working with this online group called, they are called RFA, Rich from Anywhere. And I don't know if anyone's ever heard of them or not. They're not Texas-based. But the reason I chose to work with them, I just saw a thing on, you know, good old, Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But they literally train me as a person, as an owner, how to do the things that I know I need to do, but I just have no idea where to begin. So this company, group, whatever you want to call them, they actually teach you about SEOs. They teach you about pixels. They teach you about like just the deep down nitty gritty of marketing that I need to understand and I need to know because I've just been throwing spaghetti at the proverbial wall for the last 6 months, you know. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping that I gain the skills that I need, but I know I'm going to need some help. So I'm really excited about the possibility of getting some, you know, virtual assistants perhaps, and maybe eventually being able to afford actual marketing professionals. But for now, since I'm just dwindling down to the very last of my resources, I'm really excited about using this company and trying to finally understand all the things I need to understand to get the word out, to be consistent, to do things that are proven to work. So the very first thing I did was I set out a contest for free tea for a year, which is going to run through next week. I'm going to be announcing the winner on February 1st. So if anybody wants to, hop onto that bandwagon, you can sign up, and we'll be sending out 4 surprise ounces of loose leaf tea every month for a year, which will be super enjoyable. And so that's been a really great way for me to not only offer something fun, but to then see, okay, who is interested in this wonderful world of loose leaf tea? Who do I actually need to talk to that's going to care and that's going to enjoy and that's going to benefit from what I have to offer?
Well, and turning those people that are applying for that, right, or trying to get that contest, turning that into marketable people, right?
Exactly.
So Howie, this is really your world there. So marketing, one thing that you didn't say though was networking. And I see networking is super critical to, because it's that belly to belly relationship. And San Antonio's very much that way. But what are your thoughts there, Howie? This is kind of your area of expertise.
All right. So this is going to be a 3-hour show.
Okay.
Okay.
In 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes or less. So I like campaigns where you give things out. So WashTub is one of our clients, and we'll give away free car washes. But the barrier to entry, or your cost of entry, is really to go like and follow on social media. Fewer and fewer people want to give up their email address, their name, their phone number, and that kind of stuff. They do give that. But if you're mailing something out, you're better off having winners come in and pick things up in the store. Because for a retail establishment, networking and marketing has to be geolocated. If you're a WashTub and you have 27 locations, you have the whole city covered. That's no problem. You market anywhere. But I would network and market like crazy in a 1 to 2 mile circumference from your store, and not worry about anything else for the moment until you dominate that space. And if not, you have a lot of wasted reach, because you, by what you said, you have limited funds. And so if you're trying to throw spaghetti at a wall, shotgun approach, and try to hit a lot of different things too far away, you're going to really waste that ammunition. So you have to be much more targeted in that area. There are strategic alliances you can form with businesses in that area, but it's going to be a give and take. You have to figure out what it is they want, what kind of customers they want, and could you deliver those customers to them, meaning people who come in to get tea or other craft beverages from you, and then somehow promote the other business so that they can also promote your business. And it's more than just putting their business cards by your register and back and forth. That's old school. That doesn't really work anymore. I will fundamentally disagree with you on learning all the aspects of marketing for this very reason. And I speak to you from experience. I've been a partner in 25 businesses. I was an expert in 17 of them. 17 of those are now closed. The ones that I can't do the work, for example, like my ad agency, I can't do SEO. I couldn't design a website or a logo to save my life. I can't do web listings. I can't do 301 redirects. There's a whole bunch of things I don't understand. You know what I understand is that clients come to me because they want more business. And then I have a team of people who can create the marketing channels to bring them more prospects, more clients, more of the right audience, the correct tailored message, the right videos, etc. I can't shoot a video. I can't edit a video. And so because I can't do any of those things is why my ad agency is so successful. Because I know if I was good at any one of those things and I was sitting there spending all my time doing that, I wouldn't be out networking and doing the things that I know are helping my company grow.
Which is where I was saying that's where you excel, because you are so personable and you're such a giver. You've got a great heart, great personality, that when you're finding yourself in front of people on a regular basis and making those connections, the trick from that then, or I say trick, but I guess the work from that is then making sure that there's an ROI there somewhere for you in the time that you're spending doing these networking type situations.
Yeah, I agree. Once the owner is out and about, and people connect with you, then they want to follow Leah and they want to come and see you and they want to have your drinks. But if you create things in the store, biodegradable plastic cups, great new drinks, cold cream, this, that, and the other, it's almost like preaching to the choir, because these are people that are already coming in. But that's not what's drawing people. What's going to draw them will be you, and it's going to be external marketing that's going to bring them closer. But as much as I like you and as much as I like your tea, I live inside Loop 410. So for me to want a tea and to go on 410 to 281 to 1604 to exit Stone Oak, you know what I mean?
Go across the closed roads and the shut down
Right.
highway.
Yeah. But if I lived right there off of Hebner, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to swing by on my way home,
Right.
or in the morning.
So what are your thoughts on what he's talking about, like focusing in on an area? Were you already headed in that direction, or what are your thoughts there?
Well, yeah, and of course, I will say that I didn't say networking right away because this other thing is kind of what I'm working on like right now, and it's brand new to me. But networking has definitely been the life's blood of the entire thing since I started this. So that's like a given, and I'm doing it every day. I go to several events a week. I'm hoping to become a location for networking events, like just, hey, come to La Tida and let's network. And I have an idea to do tea tastings so that every time we serve a new tea, everybody gets to move to a new table and meet new people. So we have some really fun plans coming up that I think will hit some of those local people and get people in who are in the area.
And think about getting people to come there instead of mail. I have a tea club for sure where you mail it off, but that's for the people who pay for it.
Right.
Everybody else who wins anything, tastes anything, wants to do a live interview, broadcast, do it from right here.
Right.
Sit right there. We'll set you up. That way you have more people through your doors.
Right. Yeah, that's what I need for sure.
Door
because,
swings.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm struggling with for sure is that, so many positive responses. People love it. They enjoy it, but still not. And of course, January's January, but at the same time, we just need to get the word out because once people come in, they love it, they enjoy it, and then I can do more of the giving back. One of the things I want to do that kind of points to what Howie's talking about is I want to do a teacher of the month. So for elementary, middle school, and high school to have the people in the community nominate their favorite teachers, tell us why they love them. We can do a shout out, let the campuses get some attention, and then of course treat the faculty to a really fun reward or treat afterwards. Get some free tea, some gift cards.
Where they come to La Tida, right, to actually celebrate that,
That's
and
right.
then of course you capture all that on social media.
I would even forget free teas. I would charge and then donate something to the teacher art fund or whatever it is for the classrooms.
Oh, that's a great
from
idea.
The proceeds. Yeah, because if not, you're conditioning people to get free stuff.
Right.
I don't mind free at the Let's Talk Business podcast mixer. I don't mind free at Gotcha Covered.
Right.
But if they're coming there, you want to condition or train the consumer to open their wallet and pay if they're there. And then 10%, 20% goes to the teacher's art fund, the teacher's instrument fund, the teacher's whatever. And definitely, showcase the teachers. Absolutely.
Yeah, we've done a lot of give backs already, and I'm looking forward to doing more. We did a fun one with the Reagan Environmental Club, and the Churchill Band, and the Reagan Band. So those are really great. I love doing stuff like that. So if anybody's listening, needs to do a give back, please reach out and let me know because it's a lot of fun.
So, what are you scared of now that you're on your own? You're doing this. I know there's a lot of excitement, enthusiasm, and there's a lot of work and hustle. But what scares you about this new part that you're doing?
Well, the social media thing is great, and I had gotten up to 2,000 followers on my previous Instagram, and the new one's around, I think, almost 700 now. So it's growing. I see a disconnect between activity on social media and activity in the store. So that's my biggest concern because it's like, you put all this work into reels and getting the word out and doing all this stuff, but then you don't see any door swings. So that's my biggest concern is that I'm not going to be able to crack the code on getting people in the door.
So don't try and crack the code. You need to find somebody who can help, right? But doesn't charge you a whopper
Right.
of a fee,
Right.
right?
Right.
So did you meet Genevieve Sims?
Oh, yeah.
Was she? Okay, so please, did you have her contact information?
Yeah, I think I do.
Please reach out to her, schedule a coffee, invite her to your place.
Right.
She's got that branding down well. She has grown. When I first started following her, which is less than 6 months ago, she was about 2,500. The next time I checked, she was at over 5,000, and that was like a couple weeks. And then she was at 10,000.
Wow.
And then she was at 10,200. And then a couple days later, 10,600.
My gosh.
You talk about cracking code. Don't try and learn that, right?
Okay.
Talk to somebody who's doing
Who
it.
knows it?
You know what I mean? And seriously, have a sit down. And it may not be a hire her situation. It might be just, maybe there's some pieces like Howie was just giving you some nuggets of information
Right,
there.
right.
That could be a total, like, save you money and help you make money kind of
Right,
situation.
right.
So at least have the talk. But yeah, if you're feeling that disconnect and you're busy doing the things you need to be doing, please don't try and learn a whole new industry
Right,
of something. It's going to really derail what you're trying to do.
Yeah. The Let's Talk Business podcast has a YouTube channel with now close to 19,000 subscribers. But I can tell you that of 19,000 subscribers, the people who are interacting and connecting and showing up to our stuff and doing business with each other are people that we've had some kind of personal interaction with. Now, that's not to say that some of these organic views of people in San Antonio that saw us didn't connect through that, but it's certainly not the bulk majority. So social media, like billboards, like video, are all support mediums for each other. And one of them doesn't stand alone. There are outliers. There was TikTok or a reel that somebody put up with that Stanley mug, where they had the car fire and then the car burned and then the drink still had ice in it and the drink was cold.
Oh my gosh, I
That'll
never
do
heard
it.
that, but that is amazing.
So the Stanley mug
Went crazy.
went crazy and people were bidding it up to $300, $400 to buy it. It's no different than this, but with a handle, okay? And so the Stanley company bought the lady a car because,
That's
thanks
awesome.
to her, they sold, millions of mugs. The guy with the ocean spray was drinking the ocean
yeah,
spray,
uh-huh.
riding his skateboard to work. Did you see that one?
remember
Look
that.
it up, ocean spray viral skateboard video. Anyway, so this guy in California, he's going to work and he's humming the tune or singing the tune to a Fleetwood Mac song on his skateboard, drinking from a bottle of ocean spray cranberry. Okay? Went viral, the sales went like ballistic. They come to find out that the reason why he would ride a skateboard to work was because his truck broke down. He didn't have it. So they bought him a brand new pickup truck with a bed full of ocean spray, So those are the outliers.
Right.
But like Mark says, there is no code to crack, but it is a support medium. You do it consistently. You tweak the message, you see what the interactions are, but you do other forms of marketing, plus networking, plus product development. And then all that stuff starts to work in unison. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah, of course I've heard of La-di-da. I had their tea at da-da-da. And they start to connect the dots. And it's only until a consumer gets touched with a message 7 to 10 times that they think they saw it once.
Right.
And then they might react or respond to it. But before you, if I'm not a tea drinker and I just heard tea, I'm not going to go. Now I hear craft beverage, I'm all in. Because I'm curious. And the way you describe that, and then if you bring in coffees or some select thing or whatever, and who knows, maybe at some point you get your liquor license, and maybe it's
Start adding.
Who knows?
Yeah,
stuff let's talk about your craft beverages that you're going to be creating and stuff like
Okay.
that. So what are some of the ones you've developed? Give us maybe two that you're doing, and give us some insight into what you're going to be doing more of there.
Okay, so one of the drinks we're really proud of too, along with that champagne toast, is called the Black Eyed Teas, because we did all these fun puns. We love puns. So we've got the hashtag goals, Black Eyed Teas. We've got the resolution. And the black eyed teas is cool because it's an oolong tea, which is super healthy. And that's really my bottom line on this, is to get people healthy. And we're mixing that with a little espresso, some coconut, and it's a frappe. So it's going to be like an icy, and you're going to have whipped cream on top. Super healthy. But again, the basis of it is mostly tea, which is organic and which is not high in calories. So it's definitely different than the usual kind of frappe you're going to have at most places. Next month, similarly, we have a taro frappe with some lavender tea, and we're going to have some tapioca boba in that and mint. And that one's going to be called Engage Mint with an I.
Engagement. Engagement. I love it.
We got a drink called Pucker Up. We've got a drink called Date Night. Ooh, look out.
Date night. Good.
We got a drink called Pretty in Pink. Guess what that's going to be like?
Yeah.
It's a pink drink.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really, really fun. And the kids who work for me have been awesome. We come out with all kinds of fun ideas. We had this month for the new year, we had apple turn over a new leaf. So that was a fun pun. So yeah, we have a lot of fun. And all the toppers that go on the drinks are so much fun too. So we have like sparkly little stuff and gummies. And on my apple turnover, I put a giant dried apple that you can munch on, which is super yummy. I think that's one of the best snacks. So yeah, lots of fun development. Bun Teas, David Nolan with Bun Teas is allowing us to sell his beautiful cookies on the northeast side. He's got his shop down on Shanefield, but we're also selling Bun Teas cookies down in Stone Oak. So we're thrilled to have him. And of course, Old World Bakery has been with me since day one. He's amazing, beautiful sandwiches, pastries. I'm hoping to partner with even more artists. I've got quite a few artists and craftsmen in the store now with candles, with jewelry, several earrings, things like that. So I'm trying to bring in some local art and do some promoting of our local vendors and artisans here in San Antonio.
Cool. And you guys do not have a drive-through, though, right?
We do not have a drive-through. We are partnering now with Uber Eats and DoorDash. I have a website up and running, and we also have a curbside pickup. So you can order online, pay online. As soon as you get there, we bring it out to you, so you don't have to, wait in a drive-through line, which is sometimes worse than having to come in. And you can also, if you have little kids in the car, you can't get out, we'll take it right out to you, no worries.
Is that still a thing though? I know that Target still has them, and then you just text, and Best Buy, but I don't see cars parked there. I'm not saying I park there and run in real quick, but
That's
I know
because they're there and then they leave.
HEB's curbside is going strong for
right.
sure.
That's why I didn't mention HEB's, because I know theirs works.
Right.
But
And
that's a little different because you're getting, 30, 40 pounds worth of groceries that might have taken you an hour to go and get that cost $300. But, if you're getting a tea, are people still pulling up and parking and, text when you arrive and that kind
Well,
of stuff?
here's the thing, we did not have a website. That was one of the biggest issues. I was not able or allowed to have a website. So nobody wants to call now, hassle through an order, figure out what you want, what you don't want. I mean, if you can't do it online or you can't do it on an app, you don't want to do it. So now that we have everything on the app and online, people are much more likely to actually place an order. I do find, though, since the store is kind of fun, that most people do just want to come in. They like to come in. We know everybody's name for the most part. It's really friendly. People love to hang out. We always joke around with everybody, and we know, who likes what. So, I think a lot of people just like to come in. But I do have some customers that have little kids, and if somebody's taking a nap and they don't want to unload everybody, it's pretty convenient. So I really hope it starts to pick up more. And I think now that we have everything online, it'll be much more doable for people.
Love it. All right. So if folks want to reach out, they want to come visit, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, great. Yeah. We have our little contest going on, which is on our very first page of our website, which is latida.net. lateada.net. We also have a great, really fun, interactive Instagram page, latida.san Antonio, and our Facebook page is the same, latida.san Antonio. So lots of information on there. We do tea class, we do tea tastings, we do tea parties. I had a fabulous group of ladies in there yesterday doing a book club. They had a blast. They loved the teas. They had 5 tea tastings while they did their book club meeting, and it was just a super, super big hit. So if you have any reason to gather with your friends or family or coworkers, this is the place to come because you're going to have a unique experience. You're going to find out a lot about super beneficial health aspects to all these teas.
And fun.
Inflammation,
Fun teas.
delicious.
Where's your store located?
The store is located right between Blanco and Stone Oak Parkway. If you know where the new P. Terry's is, or Silos, or Costa Pacifica, those are all really popular spots in the Ventura Plaza Shopping Center. And the address is 434 North Loop 1604 West, and we're in Suite 1101.
That's on the inside of the loop.
Right inside the loop. Super easy. I tell everybody it's like a small town shopping center. You're not going to be battling the parking lot. And my store is literally 2 feet from the turn-in. You whip in. You're never going to have a hard time finding parking. It's super convenient, super easy in, easy out.
All right, Howie, any closing thoughts?
I love what you're doing. I would say you can continue to do all the varieties of things you do, but focus in on those things that resonate with the audience and promote those.
Right.
So if there's people who love recycling, they may not necessarily like the school teacher stuff. They may not necessarily like the different but just you gotta tailor the message to the audience.
Right.
Find what hooks them and then bring them in. But I love the fact that you're trying all these initiatives, bringing in craftspeople and that kind of thing. That's what we need more of because that's a differentiator. If not, you just go to the big box store and you get the predictable drink like you do in any other place.
Right.
This is something different.
And it makes the atmosphere of your place cool too.
Right.
It's tea, but it's also a little bit of shopping going on. It's kind of fun.
That's another cool thing about not being in the franchise anymore because I'm going to be able to bring in artwork. I'll be able to hang up really cool pieces from local people. And so that's something I wouldn't have been able to do if I'd have stayed with the franchise.
Love it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this show. As we wrap up, a quick reminder to check out our latest podcast and catch video versions of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. Great job, everybody. Thanks for coming in again, Leah.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. And thank you for the wonderful advice, which is sorely needed.
All right. Well, have a great week.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.